All right, Shalom. I'd like to start up by saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakak Kodash, by Ma. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, my elder hero as well. Salutation to the Akim that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Canucks on by Yashar for the Lions and the Yashar camp. And this is another Lions Den News and Prophecy, and it's on this article right here that says, NATO confirms North Korean troops deployed to help Russia in war against Ukraine. All right. So I'm gonna play this video clip right here.
Breaking tonight, the U.S. says 3,000 North Korean troops have deployed to Russia. They are training at several locations, we're told. The Biden administration calling the move very serious and warning those forces will be fair game if they go into combat inside Ukraine. Senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich has details tonight live from the North Lawn. Good evening, Jackie.
Good evening, Brett. The White House says if Putin has to turn to North Korea for manpower, it would show his army is weak. At least 3,000 North Korean soldiers are training at military sites in Russia after arriving by ship this month, but officials maintain they don't know why.
Well, I think they're not tourists. Deterrence has been lost everywhere.
The White House says if North Korea joins Russia's fight against Ukraine, it could have significant impacts in Europe and the Indo-Pacific. And there's looming concern Russia could help North Korea develop its nuclear program.
What does Kim Jong-un think he's getting out of this? Maybe it's technology, maybe it's capabilities. We don't have a good sense of that.
But for now, the Biden administration is just monitoring.
Why not greenlight the long-range missiles for Ukraine's use, which is Zelensky's #1 ask, as you're sounding the alarm?
Well, for one thing, Jackie, we don't exactly know what these guys are going to do.
What else could they be there for?
A U.S. official tells Fox the intelligence community and Pentagon recommended against allowing Ukraine to strike targets inside Russia with U.S.-made long-range missiles, citing greater cost than benefit, including limited targets in range, limited supplies, and concerns Russia would view it as escalation, something that's marked Biden's handling of the war.
Are you waiting on Putin to make the first move, sir?
Biden refused to impose preemptive sanctions as Russia staged troops on the Ukrainian border in 2022 and hesitated to approve each military capability the U.S. later provided. Zelensky exasperated at the developments.
If North Korea can intervene in the war in Europe, then the pressure on this regime is definitely not strong enough.
Officials say Biden has not ruled out a future change in U.S. policy or given Zelensky a definitive no yet.
If these North Korean soldiers decide to join the fight against Ukraine, they will become legitimate military targets.
Right now, the U.S. is discussing more sanctions as a response, we are told. But House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Turner says North Korea joining the fight against Ukraine should be a red line for Biden, and he should both greenlight those long-range missile strikes within Russia and also consider direct U.S. military action against the North Korean troops. Brett.
Jackie Heinrich live in the North Lawn. Jackie, thanks.
All right. Well, so couple things now. You see that video just played. Couple things like they said if Russia is reliant on North Korea, then it shows its well, I forgot what the word they use, but it basically shows its weakness in the war. That's not true. 3,000 troops, that's nothing, especially in this broader stage of war that we're in with dealing with Ukraine and Russia, which really is NATO against Russia, NATO, the East, the West against Russia, a conglomerate of the European Union, NATO, and the United States as being fought as a proxy war against Russia. All right, so having 3,000 troops come into Ukraine really is nothing. In my opinion, it's preparing them for a bigger stage of war. So they're training them for, in my opinion, a bigger conflict, and that conflict is when this when escalates from not only a proxy war. Don't get me wrong; it's a full stage war with Russia and Ukraine. But what's really being fought is a proxy war with Russia, which is according to Ezekiel 38, is forming itself back into the Soviet Union or the USSR, right, by the hands of Yahweh Shem Shai against um, the beast and the dragon and the great whore. All right, so this is a war that's being staged. So you're gonna have you see what do you see happening? You see the war of Yahweh Shaphat being brewed up, right? With everything that's going on in the Middle East. Now you have Saudi Arabia. I think was it Saudi Arabia and Iran that just linked up. Um, then you're gonna have all out World War III, which is gonna ultimately um bring forth those missiles that's gonna destroy America. All right, so you're witnessing the wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not just yet. What else do we have to have happen? Um, the Mott B and with them how did the elder say it Saturday? Like revaluing all currencies, right? Meaning like you have the 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 greenback or the dollar being pegged at being worth of this certain amount, and where they're going to reevaluate the value of all currencies, and because America, the dollar is not backed by anything, it's going to be at the bottom. So what is that going to do? It's going to force America to go into a digital form of the dollar. And what is that going to bring in? It's going to bring in the MOTB, man. So you see Yahweh Shemel Shai moving these chess pieces all around, and what he's preparing to bring judgment on the earth, and also he's preparing to bring deliverance to his elect, and all this is a part of that. You know, they're talking about um it shows the weakness of Russia. Actually, it doesn't. It shows the power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. With North Korea sending troops over there. They only sent 3,000 troops. That's not a whole lot dealing with a war like this, you know? All right, so let's read this article a little bit. It says NATO Security General Mark Rutte confirmed on Monday that North Korean troops have been sent to help Russia in its war against Ukraine, representing the growing desperation of Russian President Vladimir Putin. See, it's funny how they write these articles like this, right? To paint a narrative, and it says growing desperation. They're not in desperation. Like if you seen like the questions that reporter was asking the United States Defense Secretary about, like why not giving Ukraine? You gave them the missiles. Why not give them the authority to be able to use them? And they were like, well, we don't know what they're going to do. Like, what else are they? She was like, what else are they? What else are they there for? Right? But that dumbfounded Mr. Magoo response that Buddy gave is really the mindset that America's in right now. America's baffled on what the next move should be. Because why? Because they don't know exactly what's going on. And it's the United States that's really in dire strait, not Russia. And Russia's in the middle of a war. How about that one? The United States is the one that's really in a bad case. It says Ruti told reporters that increasingly military cooperation between Russia and North Korea is a threat in Indo-Pacific and Euro-Atlantic security. It says, today I can confirm that North Korean troops have been sent to Russia and that North Korean military units have been deployed to Kursk region, NATO Security General Mark Rutte told reporters. All right, so eventually all this that's happening, transpiring across the globe is going to hit American soil. That's what that's what that's what they're really afraid of. But the American public doesn't even have any unction or thought of that happening because they feel like nothing's gonna. America is so well protected and nothing's gonna happen. But no, hold on. Let me get a scripture real quick. We're going to go. Of course, we're going to Ezekiel 38. So Ezekiel 38:11. All right, it says, and this is Let me see. Should I go up any further? Let's start at 10. It says, and thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at that same time things things come into thy mind. Shall at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and that evil thought is going to be Putin directing his war efforts towards America, um, physically, not in a proxy form. You know. So that's what we're witnessing happen, and it's all. This is nothing like. This is no coincidence. I remember the elder bringing up on Saturday at camp how with everything that's going on, it brought tears to Vladimir Putin's eyes. And it says like, oh, of everything that's going over there in Gaza, you know, it's like America is being exposed as the most thoughtless and most hateful nation or country on the earth. Right? With all this is all man. If you go back to the beginning, all this bloodshed and everything that's going on in the earth right now, all these wars that's going on in the earth right now, America is the cause of it. America is the root cause of all the conflict of war that's going on in the world right now. So the whole world is in an uproar because of ultimately Esau, you know, because in Revelation 6:4, um, that Esau was put on the earth to take peace away from the earth. As long as Esau's in rulership, you ain't gonna have nothing but war. And the Most High Yahweh Shemi Shai is showing that through all these things that are transpiring in the earth. All right. It says Ezekiel 38:10. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind." In the mind of who? The mind of Vladimir Putin, Russia. All right. And thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go into the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, dwelling without walls, neither having bars nor gates. So that land of unwalled villages is what? Who? America. Not only because, like, from a physical standpoint, they don't have like the Iron Dome like Israel had, which like let's like moving past that. They don't have. Not only does it's a mindset too. Like America, they're at rest. They don't feel like all the hell that they're bringing on the earth, right? That none of that's going to happen here. Nobody will ever hit, the United States, Nothing will happen to this place. That's what the citizens of the United States really feel like. They really feel like they're safe, and their safety comes from the ballots. They feel like, oh, we got to get somebody in there. We got to get Trump in there. Trump is not going to allow none of this to happen. It doesn't matter who's in the office, man. Because this is all being brought forth according to the word and the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's it. You know. So let's get some more in this article real quick. It says Russia is currently fighting back against a Ukrainian incursion into Kursk region. Root said Ruti said the addition of North Korean troops in the conflict represents a significant escalation. Right, it does, and a marks and in a marks a dangerous expansion of Russia's illegal war. First of all, first of all, like they're calling it an illegal war, right? Let's talk about how the United States does bullshit. Let's talk about the court system, right? They call it an illegal war, right? Because you have a nation or a country or a president that's willing to do what it takes to protect the people, right? But if it's not according to the guidelines set by the powers that be, it becomes illegal, right? So just think about it like this. If you have somebody that may have gotten in trouble, right? And they're not allowed to carry a gun, but you have a situation where their life is at threat. It would be illegal for them to get a gun and protect themselves. They would have to find some other force or some other means to protect themselves. It's the same thing that's dealing with the Russia-Ukraine thing, right? You have NATO and the United States. You, Russia have already said, Russia, Vladimir Putin already said, is like, listen, we'll chill as long as y'all chill. Leave us the fuck alone, right? Leave us alone. Don't surround us, and we won't make any moves. We're like, okay, we're gonna surround you, but you're still not gonna make the move. That's what America is saying. So you have a nation or country that's trying to establish some sense of security within themselves, and the only way they can do it is protect themselves. But it happens to go against the policies of the powers that be that are manipulating the system and painting a narrative as if Russia is the bad guy for protecting themselves. So now, what are they supposed to do? Let NATO totally consume them around the bout? No, it wasn't set up for them. It was a setup for America to be consumed around the bout by these other nations, and that's what's you're going to see to happen. Even though the United States is trying to NATO and the United States and NATO are trying to paint this narrative as if you know they're the peacemakers, but really they're the peace takers. All right. And the Lord is gonna expose that as things escalate on the earth. Right? It says over 600,000 Russian soldiers have been killed or wounded in Putin's war, and he is unable to sustain his assault on Ukraine without foreign support. Rusi said, "That's bullshit. That's bullshit." So you telling me? Here's the thing. Let's see how they lie. You tell me over 600,000 Russian soldiers have been killed, but they bring 3,000 troops from Korea. Them numbers don't add up. If over a half a million troops done died at Russia, come on, man. How did that doesn't even sound right. You almost you're half you're over halfway to the million mark on people being killed. Oh, no, just Russians, not everybody, but just over 600,000 Russian soldiers have been killed or wounded. How do they know that? Russia gives a report on how many. Come on, man. It says U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin confirmed that the troops movement Wednesday in a statement, saying it would be a very, very serious issue if North Korean troops deployed to Ukraine. They're there, so it's a serious issue. Kremlin has dismayed reports of North Korea deploying troops as fake news, while North Korean United Nations representative called the reports guideline groundless rumors. Reuters reported. All right, so now this is going into South Korea talking shit. It says South Korea demands withdrawal of North Korean troops allegedly helping Russia and Ukraine. What does that have to do with you? All right, it has nothing to do with South Korea. All this is between the. Really has to do with America. But America being a direct ally to South Korea, and North Korea being a direct ally to Russia. See how now I'm mad at you. You know what I'm saying? See how the United States is the common denominator to all this thing, to this whole thing. You know, all right. It says, what is their demands gonna do? Oh, we're gonna bomb you, North Korea, if you don't pull back your troops from engaging in conflict with Ukraine through the hands of Russia. No, you're not. Y'all just sitting here blowing smoke up people's asses and bluffing. But now these other nations don't give a damn about how America's moving because they're making moves themselves. You know. All right. So basically, at the end of the day, all these things that we see going on in the earth is literally the setup by Yahweh by Shem Shai to destroy the great whore, which is Babylon the Great. You know, which is America. And like, and the crazy part about it is the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai is going to expose it. So a lot of people want to say, you know what I'm saying, the whore is the Roman Catholic or whatever they want to say. But as these prophecies come to pass, the what is the Lord doing? He's trying His word. It's been tried. It's been tried already, but now it's going to open the eyes of the people whose eyes have been closed because why they have the spirit of this world. It's going to get to a point where it doesn't matter what state of mind or what spirit you have, whether you have the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai or the spirit of this world. It's going to be exposed that Yahweh Shema Shai's word is true. You know. Our Lord will his lesson to edify and serve his purpose. That like Sekah Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, my Mach. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem El Shai. Shalom.